Hi everyone, Teacher Joseph here. Today we're making pan de jamón, which is a Venezuelan bread dish with ham. I have raisins, olives, British cooked ham, bacon, and another type of ham as well, which is called mortadella, which is an Italian ham. Okay, so we have a Venezuelan here to help us make this. Of course, being British, there's no way I would attempt this alone. So we've brought in a Venezuelan to help us. He's trying to open the bacon there, as you can see, struggling a little bit. So he's just going to hand it to me and I'll do it. Yeah, there we are. So we'll just get the ham open. Beautiful. This is a delicious dish. I wouldn't risk British people making this, so we prefer to do it with real people from that country. So here we have the bacon first of all. Yeah, very nice. This is just normal bacon. Okay, so we're beginning with this. And I'm always telling him to pull his sleeves up when he's making this. So let's just see. Yeah, begin by cutting the bacon into pieces. There we are. So that'll just take a few minutes just to get this cut. This is a delicious dish. It's basically a loaf of bread which is completely filled with ham. Now, I won't be eating this, of course, because I don't eat ham, even though I'm a flexitarian, someone who chooses to eat meat from time to time. People keep asking me, but are you not a vegetarian? I am a vegetarian, but it's not because I care about animals. It's just I don't want to eat them. So, having said all of that, ham is something I never ever eat. It's something I don't like. I don't like the taste. I don't like the idea of it. So this will be a lovely dish which will be served for the family. I won't be eating it, but it is delicious, I can tell you that much. Back in the days when I did eat pork and ham, I have tasted this before. It is very authentic, very, very nice, and very common in Venezuela. So our Venezuelan chef is just cutting the meat. This is the bacon that he's beginning with. He's cutting that, and he's getting a pan ready there. You can see he's just moving things around. He's going to put some oil in the bottom of this. Now, just so you know, this meat all gets fried, even though the ham itself has been cooked, and you may have seen that being used and served cold on sandwiches and things. This actually gets cooked. Okay, so this is the British cooked ham to begin with that he's just about to open here, and we will be cooking that along with the bacon. It gets cooked. It gets cooked and then left to cool. It gets cooked completely. Let's say, I think it's around 10 minutes we're going to cook it for. Just some oil in the bottom of the pan there. It's not exactly deep fried, but it's cooked until that oil is completely dried up and the meat looks cooked. Okay, so there we are. That's that part of it. So we're just going to move some of that meat to one side to allow us to cook the rest. Okay, we're just going to begin by opening this. Again, he's not really able to open the things, so I'll just do it for him. Yeah, there we are. Just open that. That pack is called British Cooked Ham. I'm sure you'll have an equivalent in your supermarkets. It's very simple. We're opening the other one as well, which is called mortadella, which is an Italian ham. There we are. So that's all open now. and that's going to get chopped also. Okay, so let's just put all of this in the pan first of all, so that's the bacon out of the way. Right, okay, so let's continue. And that isn't going to get cooked yet. The other meat will be placed inside along with the bacon, and they'll all be cooked together. So these meats are all placed in one pan, and they will be cooked together. Our authentic Venezuelan chef is with us today, and he is cooking pan de jamón, ham bread, if you're just joining us. It's a very common dish. You can see there that the bacon is already beginning to cook, and he's just about to add the other meats, which are also chopped and placed inside the pan. Right, we'll just give that a quick stir, just so you can see what's happening there. Wonderful, yeah, so we just want to make sure that all of the meat is covered with the oil. Very nice, so that's coming along nicely. Of course, you'll be using a wooden spoon and no doubt other accoutrements, other instruments to get this perfect. Right, there we are. So we're just going to add in the rest of the meat. That's getting chopped up there just as we speak. There we are. And then that's going to be added to the pan as well. Right, there we are. Just adding it in. Bits of meat there. So quite an assortment of meat in the pan. You'll notice we haven't added any salt or any other spices in here. We're just chopping and adding. There's nothing unusual or different. But this meat, even though some of it is supposedly cooked already, is being added to the pan and is being fried alongside the bacon. Now, one of the interesting things here is that in British English, bacon and ham are sometimes used simultaneously, especially when we think of breakfast. Some people say bacon and eggs, some people say ham and eggs. But as we're learning today, actually there's many different types of ham. And so if you're offered ham, or especially at breakfast time, you may find that it's actually bacon that you're getting. We use these words as synonyms of each other. Right, so you can see the pot there. It's busy bubbling away happily. That wasn't olive oil that we used. It was actually normal vegetable oil. So you can see that's busy cooking. Right, so we're just leaving that for a moment to cook. And we have other meat there as well, which will be used. I will have to say that we're actually going to make two of these because we do have a lot of meat there and it's all going to be added. So you can see he's adding more meat there, and he's just, I think, letting the bacon start off before he adds the other parts. Right, let's have a look. Yeah, so he's adding more meat in. So you can see that's going very well. More meat being added. Yeah, there we are. So to make this very authentic, we did decide to bring in the Venezuelan to make Venezuelan pan de jamón. Right, so that's busy cooking. Now, one important thing here is that once it's cooked, it will be left to cool. So we can't simply decide to take the cooked meat while it's still warm and put it inside our pastry. First of all of the oil needs to be used during the cooking process. We don't want oil on our bread. And secondly, it needs to be cool. So after this is cooked, it will be left to cool for a while, and then we will come back and see what it's like. Right, so the cooker is now being switched off. It's been cooking for some minutes there. The key point is that there's no oil left in the bottom. And now we're looking at the pastry, and you can see that's being opened and rolled out. This is pre-packed pastry from the supermarket, okay? I didn't make this. And I'm actually opening the pastry here, as you can see. There we are. Right, so the pastry is now open. And what we're going to do is we're going to take the stuff from the pan and we're going to lay it in the middle of the pastry. I would remind you that the meat is now cool. Oh, there's my belly. Wow. Let's just see if I can edit this out because I'm sure you don't need to see this. Right, there we are. And we're just going to put this meat. Not a very good camera shot there, but I think you'll get the idea. Basically, the meat is going to be in the middle. Now, that's really important because we're going to be rolling this pastry up. Okay, so we're not rolling it out, we're rolling it up. We're going to pack it up. Okay. And now we're adding other bits and pieces. So this is the olives. Adding a lot of olives here, I would like to point out. And we'll also be adding raisins. Again, a lot of raisins. A lot of raisins will be going on top, but try to keep it all in the middle so we can roll this up. And we will be bringing the Venezuelan back to do that for us because I'm useless at this kind of thing. My job here is the pastry. There we are. So raisins and olives being added. There will be another vegetarian one being made for me, which I'll be using cheese and tomato. So yeah, we roll it and we roll it up, not over. So it'll be getting rolled horizontally, not vertically. Am I saying that correctly? You'll see in a minute anyway. Yeah, so now we're back with the Venezuelan. He is rolling. So we can see there that very gently it's being rolled up. Okay, not the best camera shot in the world, but we're just pulling it away from the greaseproof paper and we are rolling it. This is actually a very simple dish to use. The bit that confused me is the cooking of the meat because the meat was already cooked except the bacon. So this is, there we are. Yeah, and we're just swapping places there. Just to see whether I can do the rolling in a bit of a better way. I wanted to practice my rolling anyway. So here we are, the rolling. Yes, now we're almost finished the rolling. And of course we have to seal it with pinching at the top just to bring it all together. And then we will be covering it in egg, the same as in my last video that I did just a little while ago. So I'm just folding it over there, pinching it in to seal it. And also don't forget about the ends, which need to be done as well. So they need to be turned up. I'm not sure if I made that clear in this video. So here we are. This is just about to be ready to be basted with the egg yolk. Right, okay, so we're just going to, now I'm useless at this, as you know, from the other video. So the egg yolk, I'll just beat the egg, and then we will put the egg yolk along the top and bottom of this delicious thing. Now, I will just give you a piece of advice here. What I've made is very, very long. And one of the difficulties that I'll have with this is trying to get it into the oven because it's too big to sit on a baking tray. So I'm actually going to have to just sit this in to the oven on paper, on greaseproof paper, paper that doesn't burn. If you want to make it shorter, or if you want to half it and do it some other way, of course, that may be better. And the next one that I do, I'll also be a little bit shorter. It will be a little bit shorter. So there we are. So we're just covering that with the egg. I said egg yolk, but it is actually one egg that's beaten. It's not just the yolk of the egg. Right, so now we have the whole thing. It's covered in egg. And at this point, what we need to do is, of course, prepare it for the oven. And just so you know, it gets cooked at maximum temperature for between 15 and 20 minutes. Okay, this is what it looks like when it comes out. You can see that it is delicious. Too hot to cut yet. That's a little one that we did as well, a second one. And that's packed full of meat. I'm not going to open it yet because it's still very hot, but I can assure you that it really is delicious. Be careful of course, the length of the pastry as well. And that's it. So I hope you've enjoyed this. Let's talk again soon. See you. Bye.